Nandan, now that you have recently awarded your first contract out to Mindtree, can you share a bit about the activity that Mindtree would be executing for the UID?
Sure. Mindtree has been given the software application development contract, and that's actually building the core UID application, Aadhaar application, which is both the client side, which is the accepting data for the basic 4 or 5 fields.
Yes.
Very importantly, the biometrics, so that it has to integrate with the scanners and the iris cameras. Correct. And so forth. And then there's the server piece, which is building the entire server side software, accepting this data, then all the administrative software and so on. And then what they build will then connect to the biometric service provider. Okay. So there'll be another biometric engine, okay, which actually does the deduplication and all that. So that software connects. But everything else is in that software, okay, including the administrative software, the data portal, the whole thing.
Access, correct. Yeah. So in terms of, you were, if I'm not wrong, August to 2010 was when it would start rolling out.
No, we said, see what happened was I took charge,
correct,
in July 24th, 2009, and August 12th was when we had our in principle approval of a strategy by the Prime Minister's Council. Okay. And the general announcement made also in the budget was UID numbers would start rolling out between 12 to 18 months.
Correct.
So we have been saying that between August of this year and February of 2011, yeah, we'll definitely start rolling out the Aadhaar numbers.
Okay. I visited the website and there's an innovative thing that you asked for volunteers and interns. Yeah. What is the kind of response that you've got?
Very good. We actually have a number of schemes to involve the public. Okay. We have a volunteer program, and we have very fine volunteers working for us. Okay. We have an internship program where people come out of college for 2-3 months. We have a sabbatical program. Correct. Where people can come and work for us for a couple of years, even as they continue to be on the roles of their company. And that's been a great success. We've got some really fine people with great knowledge coming to work for us. Then we have a number of councils. For example, for the biometrics, we had a council committee. Okay. For our demographics, we had a committee. We have a awareness and communication strategy advisory council, which has just helped us come out with our awareness plan, okay, how to reach out to the 1 billion people. And then we have actually a program where people can contribute source code also.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to contribute source code, you can do that.
Okay.
At least on the client side.
That's right.
And then we had a logo competition. For our logo, for example, we had a competition.
Correct. For where you asked for
entries. We got 2,000 entries and we selected one. So our goal is to involve the people and get access to the best brains.
Yeah. So once again, when I was looking at the site, I saw that you've narrowed down each person on an Excel sheet. You've even included the name, the number of peons and assistants that would be part of this.
Yeah, well, basically, the other thing that we are trying to do is we want to make our site highly informational. Now, actually, this is not the final site. Correct. Okay. This is a site that we had to bring up, but we are now in the process of building a brand new site. Where we obviously will upgrade the user interface, interactivity and all that. And one of our goals is to really make it as much transparent as possible, so that people can get information about us off the web and don't have to file an RTI application.
You're here at this CIO Club event, and what is your message out to the CIO community?
Well, I'm very excited and keen to speak to the CIO Club because they represent all the people across many public and private companies who are responsible for information technology in their organizations. Correct. And particularly the message I hope to send is that UID is a platform, that it's an open platform on which you can build applications. So I look forward to the CIOs here, after listening to our roadmap, to think about what does it mean for them and their companies. Okay. And is there a way that they can use it in their products and services? So it's really, I'm here to...
So this is an innovative take on the whole UID, because I don't think this has been written about or spoken about.
Well, we have talked about it. We have talked about the fact that one big thing we are doing is enrollment, which is giving people the number. But the real sort of long-term thing is the authentication services will provide.
Okay.
So because if we have online authentication on a mobile phone, so if somebody says I'm Mr. X, my number is 123, and here's my thumb, we'll do a real-time
verification
and get back and say yes, it is indeed Mr. X.
Okay.
And because we have that kind of robust authentication service, and that's available as an API, which can embed into a mobile phone or internet.
Correct.
So you can now start building applications and use this for authentication.
Nandan, this whole talk about cloud and the data is in the cloud and people don't know exactly where it is. How will this affect the UID data? Because I'm sure there would be some concern whether this kind of critical data...
No, the Aadhaar, the UID Aadhaar data is inside our secure, highly secure environment.
Okay.
And again, we are not allowing people to read the data.
Okay.
You can only authenticate.
Okay.
You send something saying Mr. X number 123 plus fingerprint, and we'll come back and say yes or no.
Okay.
You can't say give me his date of birth or something like that. So it's you can't read data.
So it's pretty much you are going to ensure that the data resides within the country limits, and in spite of the technology changes that happen. There will
this is not on some internet or something. This is inside a very secure infrastructure, and anyway it can't be read.
Correct.
You can only authenticate against it.
Okay. So in terms of there's been talk that you've spoken with LIC and you all are going to be partnering.
No, it's not talk. We actually had a press conference about 10 days back.
Okay.
Where LIC has signed a MOU with us, and LIC is the first non-state government to sign a deal. We are signed with many state governments.
Correct.
And LIC is a huge and a very technology-savvy organization. The chairman himself began his career in the IT department, so he's programmed in his life, 1401, COBOL, all that. So and they have 200 million customers.
That's right.
And they have a very good data warehouse. So we want to work with them and give UIDs to their customers, and in turn they get enrolled. So we get that.
You acquire the customer database. But is there any debate on whether or not this is not actually going to reach out to the people who need this kind of an identification the most?
No, they do, because LIC has a large number of programs for the poor.
Okay.
They have a lot of products. And so definitely we'll reach out. And in fact, using the UID, they'd like to reach out to more people and provide inclusive financial products.
But in the initial part of the UID rollout, as getting access to data is convenient at such places like LIC or maybe banks or any other institutions, which obviously cater to those who have got their basic document in place. So what would be the plan for getting people who are not...
No. In fact, our focus is really the people who are outside the system, and LIC also will help us on that, which is why we're working very closely with various state governments.
Okay.
And we are working with, we already signed MOU with more than a dozen state governments, and in the next few weeks we'll sign up most of them. And primarily we are looking at programs like the NREGA.
Okay.
So NREGA workers, we want to give them a UID. PDS. PDS, as you know, provides food security to the BPL. So absolutely our focus is really on people who have been left out. And we're looking at things like, categories of people like migrant labor, which is a big category, homeless. So the whole idea is actually to provide inclusion through identity to a large number of people today who are left out.
And in terms of dealing with the government, because you've always worked in the corporate environment, and you are known as a guy who gets things done. How has this transition to a government environment or to a public sector environment
actually
worked for
it's
you?
been quite smooth. I've had maybe I've been lucky. I've been able to sort of get into the groove. One thing is that our team is very, really great bunch of people, and both from the government and from outside. We have a sort of a mixed team, and they're all very committed. They're all very passionate. They're working at a very hectic pace. In fact, just today I had an all-day review. Okay. We took stock of where we were, and they're really impressive. Really, I'm very happy with the team that we have. So we are working like a startup.
And in terms of getting information, since you are dealing with so many state governments, what is the kind of bottlenecks that you...
No, it's not. See, we have very, everything is well defined. We have the MOU which says what is our role, what is their role. We have APIs. We say what kind of data we want. Because we have sort of spelled out everything
very
clearly, it's relatively easier to operate.
Okay. And in terms of, once this thing is up and running, when you talk about allowing people to access to this platform, what exactly do you have in mind? Like, do you look at this being the validation choice for people within the country?
Yeah. No, I mean, it's an authentication service. I'll give you an example. Let's say there's a company here which wants to build an employee database.
Correct.
And they want to provide, online access to data based on different levels of security and all that. And they need to verify who the person is. So the authentication part of that can be done using UID.
And this will
that's a cloud service.
Correct.
So you can plug that into your app.
And this will be again for a fee. So
basic authentication is likely to be free or maybe a small fee. But idea for us is not to make money from authentication. The idea is to popularize authentication.
So I guess that's pretty much what we have in store for our viewers right now. I will want to thank you, and thank you for taking the time out and speaking to us.
Thank you.